The Perks of Being a Wallflower, page 54. January 1st. It's now 4 o'clock in the morning, which is the new year, even though it's still December 31st, that is, until people sleep. I can't sleep. Everyone else is either asleep or having sex, and I've been watching cable television and eating Jell-O and seeing things move. I wanted to tell you about Sam and Patrick and Craig and Bob and everyone, but I can't remember right now. It's so peaceful outside. I do know that. I drove to the Big Boy earlier and I saw Sam and Patrick. They were with Brad and Craig. And it made me very sad because I wanted to be alone with them. This has never come up before. Things were a lot worse an hour ago. I was looking at this tree, but it was a dragon and then a tree. And I remembered that one nice, pretty weather day that I was a part of the air. And I remembered that I mowed the lawn for my allowance, just like I shoveled the driveway for my allowance. So I started shoveling Bob's driveway, which is a strange thing to do at a New Year's Eve party. My cheeks were really cold, just like Mr. Z's drinking face and his black shoes and his voice saying when a caterpillar goes into a cocoon, it goes through torture and how it takes 7 years to digest gum. And this one kid, Mark, at the party who gave me this came out of nowhere and looked at the sky and told me to see the stars. So I looked up. And we were in this giant dome like a glass snowball, and Mark said that the amazing white stars were really only holes in the black glass of the dome, and when you went to heaven the glass broke away and there was nothing but a whole sheet of star white, which is brighter than anything but it doesn't hurt your eyes. It was vast and open, thinly quiet, and I felt so small. Sometimes I look outside and I think that other people have seen this snow before. Just like I think a lot of people have read these books before and listen to those songs. I wonder how they feel tonight. I don't really know what I'm saying. I probably shouldn't write this down because I'm still seeing things move. I want them to stop moving, but they're not supposed to for another few hours. That's what Bob said before he went to a bedroom with a girl named Jill that I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is that it all feels very familiar. But it's not mine to be familiar about. I just know that another kid has felt like this. This one time when it's peaceful outside and you're seeing things move and you don't want to and everyone's asleep and all the books you've read have been read by other people and all the songs you've loved have been loved by other people and that girl that's pretty to you is pretty to other people. And you know that if you looked at these facts when you were happy, you would feel great because you were describing unity. It's like when you're excited about a girl and you see a couple holding hands and you feel so happy for them. And other times you see the same couple and they make you so mad and all you want to do is feel happy for them because you know that if you do, that it means that you're happy too. I just remember what made me think of all of this. I'm going to write it down because if I don't, maybe I won't have to think about it and I won't get upset. But the thing is I can hear Sam and Craig having sex. And for the first time in my life, I understand the end of that poem. And I never wanted to. You have to believe me. Love always, Charlie. January 4th. Dear friend, I'm sorry for that last letter. To tell you the truth, I don't really remember much of it, but I know from how I woke up that it probably wasn't very nice. All I remember from the rest of that night was looking all over the house for an envelope and stamp. When I finally found them, I wrote your address and walked down the hill past the trees to the post office because I knew that if I didn't put it in the mailbox that I couldn't get it back and I would never mail the letter. It's weird how important things seem at the time. Once I got to the post office, I dropped the letter in the mailbox and it felt final and calm. Then I started throwing up. And I didn't stop throwing up until the sun came up. And I looked at the road and saw a lot of cars and I knew they were going to their grandparents' house. I knew a lot of them would watch my brother play football that day and my mind played hopscotch. My brother, football, Brad, Dave, his girlfriend, my room, the coats, the cold, autumn leaves, don't tell anyone, you pervert, Sam and Craig, Sam and Christmas, typewriter, gift, Aunt Helen, the trees kept moving, they wouldn't stop moving. So I laid down and made a snow angel. The policeman found me pale blue and asleep. I didn't stop shivering from the cold until a long time after my mom and dad drove me home from the emergency room. Nobody got in trouble because these things used to happen to me when I was a kid, when I was seeing the doctors. I would just wander off and fall asleep somewhere. Everyone knew I went to a party, but nobody, not even my sister, thought it was because of that. And I kept my mouth shut because I didn't want Sam or Patrick or Bob or anyone to get in trouble. But most of all, I didn't want to see my mother's face, especially my father's, if they heard me say the truth. So I didn't say anything. I just kept quiet and looked around, and I noticed things. The dots on the ceiling, or how the blanket they gave me was rough, or how the doctor's face looked rubbery, or how everything was a deafening whisper. When he said that maybe I should start seeing a psychiatrist again, it was the first time a doctor ever told that to my parents with me in the room. And his coat was so white and I was so tired. All I could think for the whole day was that we missed my brother's football game because of me. And I really hoped my sister would thought to tape it. Luckily she did. When I got home, my mom made me tea and my dad asked if I wanted to sit and watch the game, and I said yes. We watched my brother make a great play, but this time nobody really cheered. All corners of all eyes were on me. My mom said a lot of encouraging things about how I was doing so well in school this year. Maybe the doctor would help me sort things out. My mom can be quiet and talk at the same time when she's being positive. My dad kept giving me love pats. Love pats are soft punches of encouragement that are administered on the knee, shoulder, and arm. My sister said that she could help me fix my hair. It was weird to have them pay so much attention to me. What do you mean? What's wrong with my hair? My sister just kind of looked around uncomfortable. I reached my hands to my hair and realized that a lot of it was gone. I honestly don't remember when I did it, but from the look of my hair, I must have grabbed a pair of scissors and started cutting without strategy. Big chunks of it were missing all over the place. It was like a butcher's cut. I hadn't looked at myself in the mirror at the party for a long time because my face was different and it frightened me, or else I would have noticed. My sister did help me trim it up a bit, and I was lucky because everyone at school, including Sam and Patrick, thought I looked cool. Chic was Patrick's word. Regardless, I decided never to take LSD again. Love always, Charlie.